My friends, have you ever noticed what happens when we share our plans too early? Suddenly, everyone becomes an expert. They offer advice, second guess your ideas, or perhaps worse, they wait silently, watching to see if you fail. Pause for a moment, smile gently. Isn't it true? One of the biggest mistakes we make is announcing our next move before even taking it. In our excitement, we reveal everything, forgetting that not everyone clapping for us truly wants to see us succeed. Some people clap only to count how many times we stumble. Imagine this. You decide, tomorrow I will start going to the gym. You tell a friend, they clap, they cheer. Wow, you're so dedicated. You smile. You feel proud, accomplished, as if you've already lost 5 kilos. But the truth is you haven't even touched the treadmill yet. Psychologists call this an energy leak. The joy, the excitement, the sense of accomplishment that should come after doing the work, you already felt it simply by telling others. And now, slowly, the motivation to actually do it begins to fade. Think of a balloon. When tied tightly, it stays full of air, vibrant and energetic. But leave a tiny opening and the air escapes, little by little, until the balloon is soft and lifeless. Our enthusiasm works the same way. Every time we announce our next step before taking it, we poke a small hole in our own motivation. Instead of channeling our energy into action, we begin to seek attention. Instead of focusing on execution, we become distracted by applause. The work that should be done quietly, patiently, with diligence, is replaced by a desire for recognition. So today, my friends, let us pause and reflect. Protect your energy. Guard your plans. Let your results speak before you ever speak about them. Because the moment you master this, you discover a quiet power, a strength that cannot be stolen, diluted, or diminished by the opinions of others. My friends, have you ever noticed how often we spend more energy explaining our dreams than actually working on them? We want applause before the performance. We want validation before the victory. But the real performers, the real achievers, keep their energy locked inside. They let their silence build pressure, like steam slowly rising in a cooker. And when the time comes, they release it not in words, but in action, in results, in impact. Every word you speak about your plan is like letting air escape from a balloon. If you want to fly high, tie the balloon tightly. Save that energy. Use it for execution, not exhibition. Have you noticed how children get excited even before the exam results are out? The moment the exam ends, they run to their parents, Papa, this time I'll surely get first position. And the father pats them proudly saying, Beta, you are amazing. The child feels like a topper already. But when the result comes, instead of first position, it's 10th. The mind had already celebrated victory prematurely. This, my friends, is the danger of premature validation. Science explains it too. When we receive praise for merely sharing a goal, our brain releases dopamine, the feel-good chemical that should have been reserved for actual achievement. But since we enjoyed the reward in advance, the motivation to keep going diminishes. It's like eating dessert before the main course. Once the sweet dish is gone, who wants to touch the vegetables? Let me share a story. There was once a man who decided to run a marathon. He proudly announced it to friends, I'm training for the 42-kilometer marathon this year. Everyone applauded. People even started calling him Athlete Sab. At parties, they would cheer, here comes the marathon runner. Slowly, without running a single kilometer, he already felt like a champion. But on race day, he dropped out after just 5 kilometers. Why? Because in his mind, he had already arrived. This is exactly what happens to many of us. We seek validation too early and our mind whispers, job done. Meanwhile, the work hasn't even begun. Wise people know better. They keep their dreams private until they are realized. They understand, don't ask for the medal before running the race. Don't seek applause before the performance. Don't take the crown before winning the battle. Real victory, my friends, comes not from validation, but from completion. Premature validation is like opening a gift and never checking what's inside. It looks good from the outside, but there's nothing in your hands. So remember, don't celebrate the announcement, celebrate the achievement. Don't enjoy the praise of words, enjoy the satisfaction of results. When we tell the world about our plans too soon, we not only carry our own dreams, we carry the weight of everyone else's expectations. Suppose you say, I am going to start my own business. Immediately people react. Some clap, some criticize, some secretly hope you fail. All of a sudden, everyone is watching and the burden grows heavier. Think about it. When no one knows your next step, you move freely. You learn, you fail, you improve without anyone observing. But once you declare your plans, every step is scrutinized, every action judged. Instead of focusing on the work, your mind worries, what will they say if I fail? This unnecessary pressure crushes your natural flow. It's like a student preparing for exams quietly at home. They can experiment, try new methods, adjust their routine. But if they announce loudly, I'll top the class this year, suddenly neighbors, relatives, and friends are waiting. If the student slips even slightly, whispers start, he said first position, but look what happened. You see, my friends, the mind performs best when focused on the task, not on the audience. A singer sings best when she forgets the crowd and connects with the music. A player performs best when they forget the cameras and focus on the game. Similarly, we perform best in life when we forget who is watching and immerse ourselves in the work. Not everyone around you is genuinely happy when you progress. Some may smile, some may clap, some may hug you, but deep inside, some are comparing, competing, or silently questioning, why him, why her? Revealing your next step too early opens the door to negativity. Doubt, jealousy, discouragement, they surround you quietly, and if you're not careful, they become louder than your own conviction. Think of a candle in the wind. Its flame is small, delicate, full of potential to light a room. Expose it too early to strong winds, and it flickers, struggles, or dies out. Your plans are the same. Keep them protected. Nurture them in silence. Let them grow strong before facing the winds of criticism. Sometimes, in our excitement, we spend more energy describing our plans than actually doing the work. I've seen people explain step by step what they will do, who they will hire, how they will succeed, and the evening disappears in talking, not acting. This is the distraction trap. The more we explain, the less time and focus we have for execution. And there's another danger. Advice floods in solicited and unsolicited. One says, do it this way. Another, no, that way. A third, why even bother? Confusion replaces clarity. Chaos replaces progress. And paralysis replaces action. Execution is like driving a car. If you stop every few meters to explain to every passerby where you're going, you'll never reach your destination. Sometimes the fastest journey is the quiet one. No explanations, no detours, just focus and drive. The most important growth happens quietly, away from noise, away from the spotlight. Think of a seed in the soil. Days pass, weeks pass, it seems nothing is happening. But beneath the surface, strength is building, roots are spreading. Then one day, a tiny green shoot appears. The world marvels. It grew overnight. But in reality, it grew silently, invisibly, patiently. Silent growth is not weakness, it's strategy. You grow without pressure, without judgment. You stumble, try again, experiment. When you finally emerge, you are stronger, polished, undeniable. Even in nature, silence is foundational. Roots grow downward before branches rise. A baby grows in the womb for 9 months before the first cry. The sun paints the horizon in silence before rising in full glory. Your dreams deserve the same patience. Protect them in silence. Let them take root before facing the winds. Silence nurtures progress. Exposure invites distraction. Words excite, results inspire. Words invite doubt, results erase it. Words get applause, results earn respect. No matter how passionately you explain your plan, people wait to see results. When they see your success, there is no room for criticism. Let me tell you a story. A young man announced he would start a restaurant. Relatives laughed, friends joked. He could have argued endlessly, but he didn't. He worked quietly, step by step. Months later, long lines of customers queued outside his shop. The same relatives and friends now called him a successful businessman. What changed? Not words, not explanations, results. Your results are your real introduction. Even saints have said, don't preach with words, preach with life. When your actions reflect values, when achievements reflect determination, people notice without you saying a word. So, my dear friends, pause before revealing your next step. Words may excite, but results inspire. Words may invite doubt, but results erase it. Words may gain applause, but results earn respect. Silence plus action equals results. And once achieved, results speak louder than anything you could ever say. They are undeniable, unshakable, unforgettable. Don't waste time explaining, pour your energy into execution. One solid result is worth 1,000 promises.